Hi everyone, welcome back. With all the visits to the doctor that I've been having, it's been reminding me of some of the stranger doctor visits I've had over the years. And to anybody out there, there's always what my husband used to call the 10% factor, which is that 10% of any people in any career title, doctors, lawyers, firemen, police officers, they're going to be bad. It just seems that's, it's just what it is. It's the odds. And to be aware of that, keep that in the back of your mind. And just because a lot of people have that Dr. God syndrome to this day, which boggles my mind, but they have the Dr. God syndrome that, the doctor tells them something, and let's say they've done their research and what the doctor's saying is not making any sense, and from what you've spoken to other doctors, and they just accept it. Oh, a doctor told me to do this, but I don't know, it didn't seem to work. Okay, so you stop doing it. No, I just keep doing it. Why? Why? Take responsibility for your own health. And if that doctor is not helping you, or he or she is not getting to where you would like to be, get a second opinion. There's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing personal. It's not like you personally went up to him and said, I think you're a complete babbling whatever, and I'm going to move on. You don't even have to confront them. Just make another appointment with someone else. Since apparently that's what's going on with me, and I'm not blaming the doctor I went to. He was supposedly very good back in New York, but this may simply be a case of the insurance I had wasn't anything special, and this has happened in the past to me in New York, that because you don't have very good coverage, you don't get very good care. They just kind of push you out the door, look at you, get, oh good, I can bill you for the visit, and push you out the door and don't even really bother. So that's why this is interesting. Like I said, already I've had a test that I've never had any before for the ear, which I didn't get back then. The rehab that I mentioned to the doctor, he just kind of looks at me like, why did they give you that kind of rehab? So we'll find out with this evaluation that I have in the coming week. So anyway, when my kids were growing up, we went to the local clinic, because that's where either sometimes we had insurance, sometimes we didn't have insurance, and it was the cheapest place to go. And you never quite knew which, especially if you couldn't make the appointment ahead of time, you definitely didn't know which doctor you were going to see. And there was one particular doctor there. She used to annoy the crap out of me, because I don't think she knew what she was doing, or either that or her own opinions about things colored her own medical teachings. And I also didn't like the other idea that she always had Christian tracts in her office, and she tried to push them onto you while she was examining you. Oh, by the way, here, after you're all done, here, oh, take this. Why don't you take that home and read it? No, I don't need you to be soliciting your God to me while I'm trying to come in here and be helped. I just need a prescription. Never liked that. I don't like evangelical faiths purely for that reason. Stop selling I don't like them to be selling their God to me. But anyway, I'm veering. So one time unfortunately, if I knew ahead of time I was going to see her, I'd make an appointment with a different doctor. But this one time I couldn't. And I had to go in for something else. I don't even remember what it was I was going there for. And thank goodness she didn't try to shove a tract down my throat. But they were over on the counter. And I'm like, oh, that's how I knew it was her. I saw them on the counter. I'm like, oh, no, it's that doctor. She's going to be selling God to me. Anyway. So we do the exam. She tells me whatever. She writes me the script. She turns away, and then she turns back. She's like, oh, by the way. I'm like, yeah. She's like, you've got beginning cataracts in your eyes. What? I was like 42 at this time. I'm like, oh, okay, thanks. She's like, you should get that looked into. Okay, thanks. Got outside the office, went, what the hell? She's not an eye doctor. Why would she? I mean, yeah, she had looked in my eye with a little doohickey, but what? Fast forward to about a year later, I'm in California now, and I was going to get, I wear, up until now, up until that point, I was wearing glasses for only reading. I'd been wearing them since I was 8. So I was going to the doctor to get my update to my prescription. And I went into, I went to Costco because they were the cheapest for the exams. So I went in there and the woman gave me the exam, and that's when she told me at that time, oh, guess what? You're no longer just reading glasses. You're going to need bifocals. So I was about 45 at this time. I know I got my dates wrong, but it was something like that. And so I said, okay, and she finishes the exam and she's writing out my prescription because I'm going to take it and go get my eyes done, get my glasses somewhere. And I said, oh, by the way, I said, everything else is good, right? I don't have any beginning cataracts or anything like that. And she just looks at me. She's like, no, I would have told you that. Why? And I said, I had a physician tell me a few years ago, about a year or so ago, that I had beginning cataracts. She's like, a physician? And I said, yes. She's like, not an eye doctor. I said, no, not an eye doctor. Right. Yeah. When it comes to that kind of thing, let an eye doctor tell you you're getting cataracts, unless you're going to the doctor because you can't see. So that's the bit of that story. I kind of take everything with not quite a grain of salt that a physician tells me, but I do evaluate it accordingly. And if it's something I don't know, I immediately hit the internet and start looking it up and going, what was that they used? What term was that? So I could understand and make a proper judgment on what they've told me. I want to thank you for visiting. Thank you for liking, comment, and subscribing. Please do continue to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for sharing. Keep sharing my stuff, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.